Bye, Canada! This is it! The captain is steering and we are sailing to Greenland!
Oh, feels so unreal. We're finally on our way to Europe. It feels really unreal.
Crazy!
Actually. Yeah, crazy.
But this is it!
Yeah, so anxious.
Here we go!
A bit nervous about the whole thing, but we're so prepared and so ready. So yeah, now we're off. Finally.
Greenland is 5 days in that direction. Here we come!
We are sailing from Twillingate on Newfoundland, Canada to Qaqortoq on Greenland. It's a journey of 750 nautical miles offshore across the Labrador Sea. It's now Monday afternoon, and based on the current weather forecast, we have an estimated time of arrival on Saturday evening.
Could you imagine that sailing to Greenland would be sunny, blue skies, pajamas and warm sunny weather? Well, I couldn't, but anyway, we like it. We have been a bit seasick, both of us, and are now more or less into the rhythm with the seas and stuff, so now it's really comfy.
We are keeping a close eye on the development of ice concentration along the Greenlandic coast. This is what the ice charts looks like that are provided by the Danish Meteorological Institute. It looks a bit messy, but from this it's possible to extract a lot of information. Once you are used to the system, this tells you the ice concentration, the type of ice, if there are icebergs, and so on. And since these are provided almost daily, we also use them to see how the situation changes. At this time of year, the ice moves with the current, from the east coast, around Cape Farewell, and up along the west coast. This means that depending on weather conditions, certain areas can be temporarily blocked by ice. For this reason, we have made out multiple possible arrival destinations, so that we can alter our course if it turns out Qaqortoq becomes blocked. As we are very fond of our boat and don't want to risk any unnecessary damage, we don't want to push our way through ice. Given the current ice situation, that should be absolutely possible to avoid.
We are halfway. We have passed the halfway point today. We figured we would celebrate with a halfway shower, which is very well needed. And since we ran the engine this morning, we have the hydro generator in the water. We have a lot of power, so right now the what do you call it, water heater is running to get us some hot water, and we will have a fresh hot water shower to feel like new humans. That was such a good shower. You start to feel a bit disgusting after 3 days on board, especially if you're like me. I've been feeling very seasick. Then once those sea legs kick in and you can start moving around, it's so rewarding with like a fresh shower hair that doesn't, it smells shampoo and not just old hair. And this afternoon it's definitely the best conditions that we've had this far, so we are enjoying it while it lasts.
This is the 4th night on our way to Greenland. The night shift is on and Emmy is down below sleeping. I'm bobbing around with pulled out jib and the mainsail on the other end. Really comfy so far. Tomorrow's predictions is rain and a lot of wind shifts, so we are enjoying this night and hopefully we can get a lot of rest before tomorrow. Whoa! Oh! The hell break loose. Suddenly it's starting to gust from the north with 20 knots and above, and the wind is so cold. You can really tell it's from the north. My hands were just couldn't work, so I was happy to get the gloves because it was just too cold. We're actually not used to this cold climate and it develops so fast. Yesterday we had sunny and just the pajamas on, and now we closed hull, 20 knots, gusting above that, and 2 reefs in the main, and just super cold, rainy, and just beating.
It's such a big project with all the clothes and just getting wet. Where did this come from? It's like we are passing in the middle of a low right now, so we are supposed to be passing in the middle of the eye, and we have had a few hours with motoring with absolutely no wind. And then the prediction said that the wind was going to pick up just a little, and we were going to have to beat away for a couple of hours in almost no wind, which could be a pretty nice experience, but not 20 knots straight on the nose. We just hope this passes quickly and that the wind will do as predicted and move back to be on our beam, so that we have some kind of beam broad reach for the rest of the way. Actually, right now we're just trying to slow the boat down as much as possible to arrive on Sunday, because we have had 2 days with too little wind, so we haven't made enough speed to arrive Saturday. So now we have to slow down a bit to arrive on Sunday instead, because we want to go the last 60 nautical miles in towards the coast of Greenland in daylight, in case there will be some growlers or icebergs that we absolutely don't want to hit. So that's the mission for the coming 24 hours, to time the arrival to that 60 nautical miles away from the coast, with like the first light on Sunday morning. So yeah.
Dinner on the sea. The best dinner when it's bad weather. Real turmat. Fina grejer.
Maybe not a 5-star Michelin restaurant, but for the conditions, it's very, very good food actually. Well, we are approaching the coast of Greenland. We are about 45 nautical miles out. We had put a waypoint at 60 nautical miles to arrive there at first light, so that we could sail this potential ice area in daylight. This far we haven't seen any ice, but the Sora is a bit ahead of us, and they have pretty much ice actually. So right now we just hope that the wind will calm down a bit. We have gusts up to like 26, almost 30 knots. We are sailing with just the reefed main to make some manageable speed in the waves.
We are taking turns napping down here on the leeward side, and checking, holding lookout on the windward side in the small cockpit tent. So at this time I having the rest nap half an hour, and Emmy has the lookout. When we get further in, closer to the coast, we will most likely be outside, both of us, but it will be a long day, so we try to nap as much as we can, so we can be as alert as we can when we arrive to the ice.
We are waiting for an update from Sora, how the winds and waves are further ahead, because right now if it would be in these conditions, it will be very hard to like make out the ice in all the white caps from the waves. So fingers crossed it will ease up. The forecast says the wind might decrease a bit, so we hope that is right. It's a bit more windy than the forecast looked yesterday though, so a bit unstable here along the coast, I think. This was crazy. All of a sudden we saw echo on the radar, expecting it to be an iceberg, but we had some kind of fog, so we couldn't really see it, and it was kind of far away. And then all of a sudden the fog just disappeared, and there are so many icebergs around us. It's surreal.
This is just so unreal. So cool to be sailing around icebergs. They're huge. Oh, it's crazy.
The water around us is filled with icebergs, bergbits, and growlers. Icebergs are just as they sound, ice mountains floating around. They are huge, but not really a big concern, as they show up well on the radar, and they are easy to spot in these conditions. Bergbits are roughly the size of houses. You can easily spot them with your eyes, but they might not give a very strong echo on the radar. The growlers are the most tricky. They are roughly the size of cars, and they float just barely above the sea level. With the waves creating white caps, they can be very hard to see, and the radar cannot pick them up at all.
I really can't that we have arrived to Greenland. It's so unreal. It's like one of those places that we really wanted to go, but the weather here makes it really hard to actually get here. And now we're here.
Join us next week as we get stuck in Qaqortoq, riding out a passing storm and start to explore our new surroundings. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss it. And if you want to contribute to the continued production of our videos, check out our Patreon page to find out how you can help us. Fair winds everyone, and see you soon.